This is Buffy Season 2, Episode 17, Passion. So, Angel is devising some serious mental and emotional torment on Buffy and her friends. Jenny was able to revive the ritual of restoration, but it was lost. Angelus killed Jenny by snapping her neck. Giles burnt down the factory where Spike, Drusilla, and Angel were staying. Giles and Jenny were in love. Willow is teaching Ms. Calendar's computer class temporarily. And Joyce knows that Buffy and Angel had sex. So, from the DVD, we learn that the writers wanted to kill someone to show the audience that things and characters are not safe. Another reason to kill an important character was because they wanted to show that Angelus was really evil. They didn't want Angelus to feed on Jenny because they wanted it to be entirely clear that Jenny was not going to come back as a vampire. Angelus snapped Jenny's neck as somewhat of an insult. He didn't even bother to feed. They decided to have Angelus kill Jenny with his vampire face on so as not to make the scene too disturbing. And the episode also tells us that Buffy, sort of needs to kill Angel. So in this episode, Joyce finds out that Buffy had sex, and they have a talk. Her mom begins angry, but by the end of the conversation, they seem to reach an understanding. Joyce believes that Buffy may have chosen the wrong guy, but she understands that Buffy could not have foreseen what is happening now. Although perhaps Joyce is a little too into the parenting books, and she might have a little bit of a temper, she's also a very understanding and supportive mother in a lot of ways. Do you think Joyce was fair? Do you think Buffy was responsible? Part of what's going on in the real life version of this episode is grief. It's inevitable that we will lose people in our lifetime. And it's perhaps the deaths that take place in our young adulthoods that hurt the most, as they're emotional in a new way. I think when you're younger, there's a way in which you don't quite have the capacity to understand death the way that we do later on in life. And in our young adulthood, in our teen years, I think that's when we sort of reach that point, or our adolescence, is when you're able to understand death more deeply. We all feel guilt after someone dies, or many of us do, for something we said or didn't say, for something we did or didn't do. Perhaps we feel we could have helped avoid the situation, or wish that we were on more ideal terms with the person before they died. We must all understand, though, that death is ultimately not really foreseeable or avoidable, and we can believe in destiny or science, but either way, we're kind of in this cycle, and you can't really reroute it. The most important thing about grieving a death is to learn from it. Holding grudges against the deceased or ourselves will only lead to like a self-haunting and a really painful, unending burden. This episode is kind of a unique masterpiece. We're seeing more and more episodes like this one, and soon the crap episodes will start to disappear, but we're not quite there yet. We still have a few more to endure, but hopefully you're really enjoying the show by now. This episode shows us a very dark side of Angelus. We've heard stories about him, but seeing him design Jenny's death and how Giles would find the body was terrifying. He watched Buffy answer the phone and fed on that pain. It's a type of evil that's really hard to see. This is one of the biggest deaths in the show so far. While Jesse was a good friend to Xander and Willow, we, as the audience, didn't really get to know him before he died in the pilot. Principal Flutie was sad to see go, but his character hadn't developed the depth that we did with Jenny Calendar. And furthermore, we can see how her death affects the other characters. Like, we can really see how it affects Giles, Buffy, Willow, and Xander. Clearly, this loss is different. Giles takes drastic action in this episode. He's consumed by anger in a way that he ultimately realizes isn't right. When have you let your anger get in the way? Have you overreacted to something initially and then later found that you should have been kinder? This episode also deals with death in a new way. How do you resonate with how any of the other characters are acting? Has losing someone ever made you feel how Giles is acting, or how Buffy or Xander or Willow are acting? How do you think Buffy feels? Do you think she still blames herself for the things that Angel does? How do you think she'll handle this situation? Our next episode is Killed by Death. It's a filler episode. You can skip it. Unfortunately, there's a couple episodes that are going to be like this until we get to this finale. And the finale is a two-part, so episodes 21 and 22 are the finale. And they are a game changer. But the episodes before that are kind of So you can skip episode 18.